Hey everybody, welcome back. These are some people ending their careers in 10 seconds or less.
I worked at a very popular tanning salon. Like, everybody and their mom goes to this tanning salon. Loved this job. Loved the manager, loved the employees. The customers were good most of the time. I came down with a respiratory flu probably a week before COVID shut everything down. So I was in and out of the doctor, in and out of work. During this time, my current manager was moved to a different location and they were bringing a new manager into this location. Was kind of sad to see my other manager go because we were like good friends, but I was excited to meet the new manager. I came into work one day, and as my old manager would do, same as the employees, would help around the tanning salon, cleaning beds, doing the laundry, helping customers, whatever. This new manager did not do anything, and she sat down most of the time. I thought this was just her observing how we worked the first day, so I cut her some slack, didn't say anything. The things that this new manager did baffled me.
Oh, what'd she do? What'd she do, babe? That was also like my first job, working at a tanning salon. Orange face, orange hair. Had to clean up in a tanning bed once. I'll get to that later.
As I stated previously, my new manager sat down most of the time. I was not upset with this at first because I figured she was just trying to get used to the employees and how we functioned in the salon. I soon started to realize, probably within the next couple weeks, she would only get up to make sales. That might not seem like a big deal, but that is a huge deal in the tanning industry. That is how employees make their money, is making sales. So she left me personally to clean all of the beds. And we had a lot of beds and a lot of customers. This means I never got done in time cleaning the beds or doing the laundry to make a sale.
No.
On top of that, she would take naps and lock herself in the office, where she would also leave her food and trash from her lunch for the other employees to clean up.
No.
And she would leave her shift early without clocking out. So I was clearly starting to get very irritated very quickly. And keep in mind, I'm sick at this time.
Oh no. So wait, you got fired? She didn't? Honestly, the only reason why I worked that tanning salon job was, well, because I was 14, but also because of the commission. You think people want to be wiping up nasty sweat and poop and piss just for the love of it? No! We trying to sell those tanning lotions, babes. Those sweet, sweet membership sales.
I'm sure you're wondering why I was showing up to work if I had the flu, especially right before COVID shut everything down. I tried to stay home. I had a doctor's note and everything. And because this was a big corporation, mass emails were being sent out to the management saying that if any employees even remotely had a cough or fever, that we needed to stay home. My manager would not let me.
Because you were doing her dirty
work. So in
work.
order to keep my job, I continued to show up to work sick. And I was working every day. The night before I got fired, I reached out to my manager and asked if I could have just one day off to rest. No response. So I showed up for my shift the next day, already feeling just absolutely terrible and not ready for the shift. Just really not in the mood. When I walked into the salon, this manager had the audacity to slam a binder in front of me with a list of chores that she made the night before for me. And she said, if you don't finish by the time we close, you can stay after. I said, okay. I walked out.
Oh, hell no. She wanted you there, babes, because you were doing her dirty work.
Part 4 of getting fired, final part, because it's getting dark. Like I said, I got those lists of chores from my manager. There was no way, like this chore list was like 2 pages long. There's no way I would have been able to finish that in a shift while trying to make sales, clean the beds, do the laundry, all the normal things. So yeah, I walked out. She didn't even realize I walked out because she was busy making her own sale, and I went out the back door. Keep in mind, I have never been written up. I have never been fired from any job I've ever done. So I quit. Sent her a text message. I said, look, I'm sorry, but like I'm so sick, and that was just kind of ridiculous. Time moved on. I got no response from that. Go figure. I did not find out that I was fired until I submitted my unemployment. I was denied unemployment because I got fired. Which means she told the director that I was fired for being lazy.
Interesting choice of
I only
words.
took it as a good thing because I never have to see her ever
It's
again.
interesting that she fired you for being lazy when she literally didn't help you do any sort of work whatsoever. I'm sorry, but did you tell corporate that she was just sitting on her butt the whole time? All right, so tanning salon story. This was my first job. I actually really liked it. It was a fun job. I got like, free tanning sessions. I was rather orange. Very orange indeed. And after people are done with like the tanning session. You go in there, you spray it down, you like sanitize it and wipe it up so that the next person can go in. It's the end of the night, and you know, the last person who's like just happens to be like addicted to tanning. Like she was very, very addicted to tanning to the point where if we didn't have appointments, she would get like very upset and throw a fit. So she went into her tanning bed, everything was fine. She leaves at the end of the night, says goodbye. I go in and I have my squirt bottle and I start squirting. And then I get to the end of the bed with my squirting and I see a turd. There's a poo on the bed. She pooed in the bed. And I saw that and I was like, oh hell no, I do not make enough money to clean up someone's shit. No! Like, and it was lying like horizontally, like not, you know, like, so she pooped. She pooped while she was lying down in the bed. Didn't say anything. And the worst part about it is like, I called my manager and I was just like, listen, this girl like fully pooed in the bed. I think we need to ban her because like that's kind of messed up. Like you don't say anything, you just like leave. You don't say, oh, look, I'm so sorry. Like you could have just like maybe picked it up and helped me clean it. No, you just left your turd there on the tanning bed in a pool of sweat, expecting me to clean it. Worst part about it was when we called her to ban her from the salon, she denied that it happened. She acted like we didn't know what she was talking about. And I was like, honey, what do you think happened? You were the last one in the store. You left. No one was in there after you. Nobody ran into your bed, took a dookie, and then left. So yeah, we couldn't even ban her. Like, I still had to see her after that. Like, honestly, how are you not embarrassed? God, people are disgusting. Oh yeah, and I also got fired from that job because I didn't want to clean up the poop. I didn't want to! No! That's above my pay grade, okay? I was making like $9 an hour. There ain't no way that I'm picking up someone's poop.
I got fired from McDonald's when I was about 15. So when you work at McDonald's and they make too many burgers and they leave it at the end of the line or whatever they call it, and sometimes at the end of your shifts it gets stacked up and they chuck it out. Anyway, there was a cheeseburger sitting there, so I was like, I'm gonna nab that and go down the back and eat it. So I did that. So I put it in my jacket pockets and I walked to the change rooms and I ate it in the change rooms. It didn't satisfy me enough, so I thought it would be great to go back and get another one, and went back to the change rooms to eat another one. Anyway, a few weeks later, I go into work for my shift and they're like, no, you're not working, we're having a meeting. And I was like, okay, no worries. And then they showed me the footage of me being greedy and fat, eating my 2 cheeseburgers out the back. I thought it was so funny. They let me resign instead of firing me because I was literally only 15 and they didn't want to ruin my life. So that was nice of them at least.
Wait, you mean to tell me that you took something that would have been thrown out anyway and ate it and they fired you for that? I've never understood that. You know, like they would rather throw it out than give it to their employees. And then they have the audacity to tell you that you're stealing. Like, donate it to a homeless shelter. Don't throw it out. But if you fully just like took cheeseburgers, babes, then somebody's cheeseburger, then yeah, I can see that. But to be fair, McDonald's cheeseburgers are delicious. I can understand why you would do that. And one really isn't enough. You need 2. Real life Hamburglar. They should have made you the mascot. Like,
So I was 17 years old. I was working at this convenience store. They had me stocking drinks like in the coolers and stuff and making deliveries. Now I love making deliveries because you just get to be out and about driving. I hadn't had my license that long, so it was a lot of fun. But stocking the drinks sucked, especially because this was a small mom and pop convenience store. So there was no going in the back and pushing them from the back. You had to pull all the old ones out to put the new ones in. It was just a lot of work. It really wasn't that much work. I was just lazy. So anyway, I end up not stocking them right? I'm just putting the new ones in the front. They end up firing me because like people are getting old drinks. But like I was really upset. This was my first job. You know what I mean? So 6 months later, I robbed them.
Yeah. It's so funny how hard it hits you when you get fired from just like I was crying for like days when I got fired from that tanning salon. Like I was really, really upset. The sheer embarrassment being fired from a tanning salon, from a convenience store, Especially when it's like your first job, you know? It's different if you need that job to like survive, and that's like a reasonable response. But when you're a kid, it's just like the worst thing ever. Not bad enough to want to enact revenge, I would say, but go off, King. That was fully your fault too. The fact that you felt the need to enact revenge over something that was literally your fault. Like you...
Oh, I got this one. So I used to work at Disneyland a very, very long time ago. This is me in the High School Musical parade. I also did the Playhouse Disney show. So basically I was working at Disneyland during the time that Miranda started to get popular, and so the cast members started to figure that out, and they would dare me to sing like Miranda in the show, and so I would do it to make them laugh. But some of you might not know that sometimes Disneyland has people come to the park dressed like just tourists, but they're actually there to judge your performance. So that happened to me once while I was doing Miranda on stage, and they gave me a call after my shift and let me know that my singing was not up to par, and then I needed to get voice lessons because I was singing like Miranda. So I was singing off pitch on purpose, and I got fired. So here's a picture of me doing the Miranda face in the middle of a parade on stage in High School Musical. And yeah, I basically got fired. They were nice about it, and I deserved it.
Girl, Miranda's just been getting you in all kinds of trouble, eh? Miranda just seems to be the source of all the evil. Maybe I'll refrain from saying anything. I'm not gonna be messy. I'm not gonna be messy. I'm not. I just cleaned the house. I'm a clean girl. Clean girl today. Clean girl aesthetic.
Tell me about a time that you got fired from your job for an actual good reason. I'll go first. So you know how people get fired all the time for giving away big ticket items like a big TV, an Xbox, expensive stuff, you know? Well, I got fired for something much, much worse. Breadsticks. Yeah, I was working at Target in the food section, and a coworker was wanting to buy some breadsticks. So I thought, okay, I'm not gonna give it away for free because, you know, we're not illegal over here. But I gave it to her for the price of a silly straw, 25 cents. That's 75 cents off, people. Manager caught me, got called into the office, asked, did you give away free food? No, I didn't give away free food. I would never. Did you give away breadsticks for the price of a silly straw? Yeah, I did. Screw you, Target. But I'm still gonna shop them.
Screw you! How dare you catch me stealing?
Hate you. I love how seriously they take it too. It's just like,
Did you steal from the company?
did you take company merchandise? It was a breadstick! Also, side note, I really like this guy. Wait, yeah, this guy. He's the main character. Honestly, he wins. He wins this video. And because of your actions, the CEO can only afford 3 private jets. Literally. That's why I find it so funny when they say like, you stole from the company. How dare you? You have cost us 25 cents. Like, it's still stealing at the end of the day. I just find it ironic that like massive corporations get like upset about something like that. Upset to the point that they would fire you, you know? In my opinion, they're the ones stealing from you, your youth. Working minimum wage for a company while their CEOs fly private jets.
So I was working at IHOP. And for those of you that don't know, there's like always a rivalry between cooks and servers, right? And a server, Maria, had forgotten to put in an order of harvest grain and nut pancakes. So she's coming in and being all rude. I need these harvest grain and nut pancakes now. It's not her place to do because she forgot to put them in, and the cook is being super cool about it, which is very rare. And he's like, okay, I'll get it working right away. She's like, I need the harvest grain and nut pancakes now. And he's like, yeah, they're on the griddle, Maria. I promise I'll get them out to you as quick as I can. He's being very cool about it.
Something's going
Maria's
on.
freaking out. 30 seconds goes by and she's like, where are those harvest grain and nut pancakes? And a minute goes by and she comes in and bangs her fist and says, harvest grain and nut. And I said, Maria, someone's gonna harvest grain and nut in your hair if you don't shut the f up. I thought that was very funny, but it was not worth it.
Okay, so you got fired. That's why you got fired. Got it. Very funny. Very, very funny. And just think, the thing that you got fired for made you a viral TikTok. Do it for the plot, babes. I cannot hear the word nut without thinking like nut. I've just been dating Mike for too long. Loves his nuts.
How much weight have you lost to get into this shape right now?
You did not just ask me that.
No, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you're like, Whoa!
Young man you are. My goodness.
I'm sorry.
Wait.
I'm not saying you needed to lose weight. I'm just saying that you look. What is the feline fitness regime?
A lot. It's all the boring stuff that no one ever wants to do. It's just watch what you eat and get yourself to the gym.
Any particular
Are you
workout?
trying to lose weight?
Well,
What's the deal, man? You look great.
no.
No, seriously. We have to
thank
talk
you.
about this. What do you want? Are you trying to fit into a castle?
Let's just get it out of the way. You had a little wardrobe malfunction the other night. What's the lesson learned from something like that?
It kind of made me sad on two accounts. One was that I was very sad that we live in an age when someone takes a picture of another person in a vulnerable moment and rather than delete it and do the decent thing, sells it. And I'm sorry that we live in a culture that commodifies sexuality of unwilling participants. Yeah, so let's get back to leaving it.
Oh my gosh, go off, queen. Go off, sis. God, I hope they got fired after that. How are you not embarrassed? And she says it with such class, too. Queen behavior. This is how you be a messy while also being a clean. This is clean girl aesthetic with a little bit of mess. Just a little bit. An appropriate amount. Left some things out on the countertops. A couple flecks of dust.
I've been fired so many times. It's usually not my fault, but sometimes it is. I work for this company right out of college called Plum Direct Marketing. What a scam. They're an awful company, and that's why I'm saying their name. Sorry, Peter. All the employees in that company use this program called Slack to communicate with each other. It's kind of like an instant messenger.
Love Slack.
I don't know. So I was like messaging like one of my coworkers about how much we hated our boss. My coworker, she called out for like the 9th time that month. So they went into her office to start her computer to get like an important file for a client. When they turned on her computer, Slack popped up and they saw all of her messages. I come into work and I clock in. My boss swings into my doorway and she's like, Zach, I saw what you said about me. What am I supposed to do? I can't lie. She read it. I said, I'm sorry you had to read that, girl, but it's true. You are a terrible boss. You eat way too much grapefruit, and I don't know why you're cutting your fingernails at work. That's disgusting. So I start packing up my stuff because I'm obviously being fired. She's crying at her desk, and then she's like being rude to me, and I was like, don't play the victim, sweetie, okay? At the end of the day, you got paid, and you didn't work, and I did, so.
Slack really do be out here ruining all the careers. Also, for people who do use Slack, I would be careful because I feel like employers, if it's through the company, can like check your messages. Like they don't have to like go on your computer to check it. If you're using like a company computer, don't be saying things that are bad about the company. Pro tip. Also, don't look for jobs while at your job.
Also learned that the hard way.
The only person louder than me on the internet.
This is a very sensitive subject for me. So, as many of you know, I used to work at Starbucks. That's a whole other story. Anyways, as many of you recall, I used to do my work daily screams. And after a while, I was like, you know what? This I'm so sick of working here. I hate the customers. They make my life literal hell. So I put in my 2 weeks, which is like essentially quitting. A day after I put in my 2 weeks, someone reported me. And they reported me because of my daily work screams. So because I had already put in my 2 weeks, corporate got in contact with me. And they were basically like, yeah, don't finish your 2 weeks, just go home. So technically I quit. And then I was let go within the same 2 days. You ask me, I say I quit. If you were to ask Starbucks, they would definitely say they fired me.
And you know what I find absolutely ironic? Spencer has made a name for himself on TikTok by doing daily screams. So the thing that he got fired for at Starbucks ended up being the thing that made him successful. And if that ain't food for thought, I don't know what is. Subscribe!